Good evening. My throat is terrible, so if I sound uh, a little bit croaky, that's why. But hi, welcome back to our adventure party, and happy New Year. I hope your New Year is going better than mine. As of this morning, I didn't think this was going to run because my internet was shut off. Oh, so yeah, I'm very glad to be here. And I've got all my stuff running properly. I have a new microphone, I have a new laptop, I have a new webcam, which I need to thank Edith and who was the other person who got it for me? I've had it in front of me. The LARP Guide. Thank you both for your donations to my Ko-fi. It really, this camera is fantastic. So I'm dead chuffed. Oh, people are here. Hey, Edith. Yeah, thank you very much for the webcam. And hey, Michaela. Hope your New Year's going well. Oh, it's autumn to winter. I think has been incredibly rough, and I think it's oh dear, connections unstable. Connections unstable. Virgin have let me down. So please forgive me. Let me know if you can't hear me properly. I think the microphone is working, but it's kind of off to my side, so I will change things if it's not catching sound properly. What was this? Yeah, so autumn and winter have been really going on in my personal life. I'm always ill. I'm so sorry. My health is just appalling. And yeah, but I think we've had some videos pick up over the last thing. Oh, hello. Like I said, you may have missed it. My voice is croaky, so I'm sorry. Yeah, so I think I got some bits out at the end of the last year. Don't know how they went down really, but that's okay because it's a brand new year and I've got a brand new look, as you can see. Not from this. This is how I dress. I've always dressed, but I have some new branding. I've gone for something a bit cuter and a bit more animated. It was designed by a very nice and wonderful friend of mine, Becky Appleyard. If you are in the UK, you may know her because she does a lot of commission work for various LARPers from the Lorien Trust and from Empire. Hi. Um, so yeah, if you're in the UK or even not in the UK, look up Becky Appleyard Art or Flyby Comics on Instagram. She's fantastic. And I'm really enjoying the new artwork. So, and I hope you are all too. It's over here on my wallpaper because I'm sad and created my own computer wallpaper. Because I apparently have an inflated sense of ego, which I did not know I had. Happy New Year, Cap. Oh, so yeah, new branding, new year, new stuff going on. I mentioned it a few times, but at the end of my LARP year last year, I quit being an NPC for the Lorien Trust. I had done it for about 6.5 to 7 years, which is more than half of my LARP career. And truthfully, I quit it because I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And things can kind of get a bit overwhelming. And after a few years, it can kind of take over your life a little bit. And I just wasn't enjoying it as much as I wanted to. And the thing is, I loved doing it. I really did. And I have enjoyed doing it massively. But don't ever continue doing it to the point where you hate it. Because when you hate it, you become cynical. And cynical LARPers are, ironically, some of the closest and loveliest people I know. But I never wanted to get to a point where I hated doing the thing that I previously loved. So I quit while I was ahead. I left my Ranger team in some incredibly capable hands, in the hands of my wonderful friend John and my incredibly trusted deputy Marcus, who are now running the Rangers Guild at the Lorien Trust, and I know they're going to do amazing things with it. They're going to make that guild even better than it was when I was running it. And I am going to dedicate myself to this channel because this is what I actually want to do. I've regretted the fact that I didn't do as much last year as I wanted, and I want to do more. So I'm setting myself some challenges for this year. I'm going to try, emphasis on try, because you guys know how unreliable I am. So I am going to try and get a video out most weeks this year. They may just be little ones. Um, Mostly the LARP 101 series that I've started because thanks to you guys, I have been getting some questions in, which means I can do sitting here and spewing out a bunch of information about, writing plot or developing a particular character type. If you guys have no interest in that, that's not doing what I want to do. What I want to do is produce stuff that helps you guys get into LARP and enjoy LARP and get the most out of LARP. Yeah, that's my plan for LARP 101. I'm going to start coming to you guys and finding out what questions you've had that you need an answer to. I've had a few questions already. I think I've had about 8 or 9 in various sort of, comment sections and various, community posts that I've put up. And I have started filming videos for them. I've got quite a few, and I'm going to try and get one out around once a week. Still on Mondays because it's the best day for me to get stuff out because it lets me have the weekend to finish editing bits off if I need to. But yeah, so all being well, there should be another LARP 101 out this Monday. And that should continue on hopefully for the rest of the year. I'm not just going to do LARP 101. Sometimes I've got lots of bigger videos that I want to get planned and get done. There are some events I'm going to this year that I will be doing some videos for. I've got some projects coming up, which I'm about to show you in a second, because in a bit while we're sitting here, I may work on my Bergschneider challenge, which I will show you in a second, because it looks okay from a distance. So on the camera, it will probably look fine. And then one of you is going to probably come and see it up close and realize it looks shit. It looks so shit. That's fine. Can everyone hear me? If you can't hear me, can you put it in the chat? Because I feel like, because I obviously I don't have anything other than the chat. I have no idea what's going on at all. But yeah, so lots of bits and bobs. See you, Anastasia. Oh, wonderful. The chat's moving. So yeah, it's going to be a different year, I think, this year. I want to see how far I can take this channel and make it into something worthwhile. I'm taking inspiration from a LARP YouTuber / content creator who I have admired for many years and who is actually quitting at the end of this month to start doing something else, which is Sonia's Adventures. I followed Sonia for years and years and years. While she's been doing her projects and all of the stuff that she has done for mostly LARP in Europe, but obviously bits around the world as well. And I am truly dated that she is stopping her channel. I guess she wants to do other stuff, and I hope it goes amazingly well for her. But I'm still devastated because she is one of the people in this space that I admire quite a lot. For her tenacity and her projects and the beauty of LARP that she depicts in all of her content on her YouTube channel, on her Instagram. If any of you are not following Sonia's Adventures on Instagram, go have a look. And the fact that her channel is shutting down at the end of this month, it is something I am genuinely mourning. So, yeah. Oh, just it's been a long few months. I wasn't expecting her to quit. It came when I, had other stuff going on in my life, which is a bit and yeah, so everything happens at once. Everything happens at once. But that's okay. There's plenty coming in 2023. I keep pulling up my calendar and just seeing all the stuff that is coming up in such a short space of time. Like, because I put all sorts of things on my calendar as well. I put on like, TV shows that I'm looking forward to as well and films. Um, and especially all the fantasy stuff because hello, nerd. Um, I would love sorry, Legend of Vox Machina is out in like 2 weeks and I'd forgotten about that. So yay. But yeah, so plenty of things coming up this year. I'm hoping to go to What's Your Game Con, which is on the 4th of Feb. My husband is running his very first LARP event that weekend, which means I have no travel buddy, and I'm also on my son watching on my own, which does make things tricky. But I have got a couple of friends who have mentioned that they might want to go, and they wouldn't mind me dragging Arthur along. So that could happen. What I am definitely going to. Oh, Vikings Valhalla. I didn't realize. Is that really coming out soon? Oh, oh, I loved Vikings. I love Vikings, but I would kind of loved it for oh, what's his name? Travis Fimmel. I don't know what special effect they kept using on his eyes, but holy shit, that was insane. That man was beautiful and still is, and I need to see him on TV more often and in film. I will go and see stuff just because Travis Fimmell's in it. If any of you are in the UK and you are planning to do LARP stuff, I will definitely be at LARPCon, which is held up in Colville in Leicester in the UK. And that's on the 3rd of March, the Friday. I'll definitely be there on the Saturday, which is the 4th of March. And I'm hoping to meet some other LARPers that I have been getting to know a bit online and a bit over the last few years. I'm hoping to finally meet Abby Pops. If you don't follow her on Twitter, on Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, you should. She's not quite a LARP YouTuber. She does go to LARP. She does talk about it. She's an avid Empire player, but she's also an ex-Disney cast member and does a lot of Disney content. And if you're into something cute and you know nostalgic, she's definitely the person for you. So I'd recommend her greatly. We were at Empire together at E4 last year, and I didn't actually get a chance to meet her because I saw her talking to somebody. In fact, we were in the same nation. So, excuse me. So yeah, that's my fault. LARPCon is just aimed at LARPers. Really, it's mostly stalls and stands of various LARP suppliers. So you've got your costumes and your props and your weapons. There are other suppliers there as well. There is an amazing mead vendor that goes with the most delicious mead I've had ever. There's a guy who goes who just sells fudge. I'm okay with that. That fudge is amazing. But it's also a really good place to go and have a look at different games. There's a lot of stalls advertising different games. So there's like Orion Sphere, which is a sci-fi LARP here in the UK. There's Tank LARP, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a LARP with tanks, actual tanks. It is incredible. I've never been, but I've seen footage. I want to go to that very desperately. Or at least I did until I found out that Witcher Blood Origins plagiarized my character. Which makes me sad. I was going to play a bard called Lark, and if any of you follow me on Pinterest, you'll know that the Pinterest board Lark of Northern Kingdom's Witcher LARP has sat there for over a year. It's sat there for a year with this beautiful plan, and then Witcher Blood Origin comes out, and that's like the main character is this bard called Lark. I was like, yeah. Yeah, Netflix stole my character. It's very upsetting. But yeah, going back to LARPCon. It's there are other bits as well as LARP. I know that last year the main guest was the guy who invented, those like actor, and then it will say if you want to enter the left door, go to page 38. If you want to enter the right door, go to page 112. The guy who invented that kind of story, those kind of books, went as a special guest last year. Um, oh no, Edith. Oh no, don't have COVID. Don't have COVID. That's not what you need. Go get tested. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Um, yeah, so but the first LARPCon I went to um had a wonderful guest who is a hero of it sounds weird, kind of a hero of mine. Um, um, does anyone I don't know if any of you like remember the BBC TV show Raven. Um, it was like it was on. So it sounds really stupid. So Raven was it was a game show for kids, and they were all contesting to be like the ultimate warrior, I think it was, and they had to pass the load of tests, like going over various obstacles, build like puzzles and that sort of thing. And the two lowest scoring kids at the end of each episode had to go through the way of the warrior. They could go on to the final. And the presenter of that was James Mackenzie, who still works at the BBC, still does various kids stuff, but he played Raven. And he was there the very first LARPCon I went to. He's the reason I went, because Raven is part of the reason I'm kind of into LARP, because all I ever did was watch that and go, I want to be. I'd just given birth as well. So I had my like 1.5-month-old son with me. And I went and bothered for James Mackenzie at a stall, basically explaining to him in all of my sort of messed up new mother, uh, aura, and explaining to him that essentially he's the reason that I am a crazy LARPer. I don't know if I frightened him, um, but he was super, super nice about it. So they do have special guests, and oh yeah. So I would, yeah. So yeah, if you can come to LARPCon, definitely do. I will be there on the Saturday. Um, don't know if I'll be there the Friday and the Sunday, because I it's over in Colville, which is travelable from where I live, but it is half trek, and I have a son who, while he can walk, insists on being carried because he's a cheeky child. So I will definitely go for the Saturday, probably not for the Friday or the Sunday. I'm hoping to go to the LARP Awards this year if I get nominated and shortlisted. Because the UK LARP Awards are essentially the awards run by LARPCon to celebrate everything that's going on with LARP in the UK. Yeah, you can vote for your best big LARPs, the best little LARPs, online LARPs, international LARPs, best crew. Shortlisted last year, and I did not win, and I did not come second. The LARP News podcast won, I believe. Well deserved, because the LARP News podcasts are epic, really informative, and a really good podcast. So if you're like me and you listen to random stuff because you're neurodiverse or whatever, and you just like to have something in the background, listen to them. They're great. I've been listening to a few podcasts at the moment, which I'll go into in a minute, because I want to recommend some podcasts to you guys if you're getting into LARP this year, or you're just looking for something new, because there's some new ones which I think are really good. Sad and need validation in my life. It's who I am. And I want to have one to put up on the wall behind my chair, which is over in the corner on that side of the room, because I have a very tiny, tiny office. And I want to have a LARP award to display, like it's a YouTube award, because let's face it, I don't think I'm going to get 100,000 subscribers. So I don't think I'm ever going to have that like silver YouTube plaque. But if I could put a LARP award there, that's just as good for me. If you to be shortlisted, so I would really appreciate being nominated, and I'm not above begging. So please don't judge me. I need validation, because I have no self-esteem. Yeah. I will be posting links for that on various stuff over the next few things. Hi, Lara. Hope you're well. In the last year, because some great ones have come out. Two new favorites of mine. The wonderful people from LARPs and TARPs. If you have not heard of them, if you've watched my Empire video, I talk about them a fair bit because they accidentally were my lift to Empire. I had no idea it was going to be them. I already listened to their podcast, so it was kind of like the events that go to. They break it down into step by step, so it kind of feels like it almost feels like you were there with them because they describe things really well and they talk about every little bit of the event, which is really, really nice. So again, if you're wanting something to sort of listen into the background, I would recommend LARPs and TARPs. They are a lovely, lovely bunch. And another one that I'm starting to listen to only in the sort of last month or so is To Happen to Roll, who are another bunch of Empire players. They do a sort of a bit of like it's a bit of LARP, bit of D&D and that sort of thing. But they're a couple and they're just really nice as well and really talkative. And I think people should listen to their podcast. So, oh, hey, Breach. Happy New Year. So yeah, LARP's new podcast, LARP and you know, the big names. Momo O'Brien's come back. I'm very excited about that. Azrai, hopefully he's going to be around more as well because I miss his content so much. So yeah, listen to some more podcasts because I would highly recommend them. But yeah, trying not to go off track because I'm my brain's terrible. So yeah, I'm going to be at LARPCon in March. Then I've got LARP events going on from April. I think it is April. Goodness. See if I can see my actual calendar. What's going on from April? So, April, I'm not at a LARP. I should be doing some LT this year. I will explain in a minute. I'm going through my whole year. Oh, come back to you in a second, Bingle. So things I'm doing over April. So it's not a LARP, but it is something that's very close and dear to my heart. If anyone's going to be at Star Wars Celebration in London in April, I am also going to be there on the Friday and the Saturday because I am a massive Star Wars fan. Most of you are familiar with my beautiful X-Wing tattoo on my wrist. Star Wars Celebration is coming back. I am already very excited because one of my heroes is actually coming. And it sounds this will sound really, really weird to you. So one of my heroes online at the moment is a woman called Jen Fujikawa. And Jen Fujikawa is not an actor. She's not in Star Wars. Jen Fujikawa is one of the writers for StarWars.com, which sounds a bit weird, but one thing I have always enjoyed, and people who end up in horrible conversations with me very long can attest to this. I am really a big fan of immersive food. I think food is one of the best ways to get immersed into any universe. I have a Trello board at the moment with ideas for videos, and I have a list on there of LARP cooking, which I'm hoping to get done at some point this year, because food is one of those most immersive ways. It's a really good way of distinguishing fantasy from reality while still having something that you can kind of physically feel and touch. I have a massive collection of immersive cookbooks, including some written by Jen Fujikawa. She wrote the Star Wars Holiday Cookbook, the Life Day Holiday Cookbook, which are original recipes designed to be eaten on Star Wars Life Day, which is the 17th of November, as per the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is something I am greatly enjoying and embracing quite a lot. And when they announced Star Wars Celebration Europe, I quickly dropped her a message on Instagram. I was like, "Are you coming?" And she went, "Oh, yes." So I'm going to Star Wars Celebration to meet meet the lady who writes the Star Wars recipes because that's what I want to do. Um, but add to that as well, she also wrote a recently released a Princess Diaries, not Princess Diaries, the Princess Bride cookbook, which I also own. But I will be taking my Star Wars Life Day cookbook for her to sign, hopefully, because she's epic. Immersive Foods is really, really, really good. If any of you own the Dungeons and Dragons, my friend Kai has it though, and he let me read it, and it is cool, but I am terrified of it. I would recommend strongly getting immersive cookbooks. I have a wide collection that I keep expanding. Critical Role are releasing one this year, which I have already pre-ordered. And I can't wait to cook from that. So yeah, I'm going to Star Wars Celebration for the Friday and Saturday. Hopefully going to see some new announcements. Hopefully going to meet Jen Fujikawa. And then later that month is the Empire Winter Solstice, so E1. I don't think I'm going to that, just because there is a lot of other stuff going on. Don't worry, Michaela. I'm going to be here a while, so you go and do whatever you need to do. I don't think I'm going to be Empire Winter Solstice, the Winter Solstice, because I am aiming to be at the Lorien Trust events this year, even if it's just for a day or so, depending on the event, because I will be having to manage my son. Because my husband is still a volunteer at the Lorien Trust and therefore cannot help me. My son is about to turn 4. He is neurodivergent. Support, which means I can only do so much on my own, which is fine. So I may just be there for a day. I may be there for a couple. We'll see how it goes. What else is going on? So after Star Wars, Lorien Trust Spring Week, because Star Wars Day is on May 4th, and the Spring Week finishes on May 1st, because that's how it works. What else am I doing? I'm going to see Russell Howard instead of going to the King's coronation. I've got Second Breakfast on here, the Beltane event, but I won't be going to that. That's in May. And then at the end of May is the Great Drain Fair at the Lorien Trust. I should be going to that for at least a little bit. At least a little bit. Because it's a much more chill event. There's no fighting during the day, which means it's a lot safer for my son. So, and they do fun games, and you can go and run around and play a bit of jugger, do some like archery competitions, and generally Equinox. I am planning on being at there because I really, really enjoyed Empire E4 last year. I'm aiming to do at least 2. I want to do E2 and E4 ideally. I'm trying to guilt as many friends to come with me to the spring equinox. So John and Briege, that will include you, especially Briege if you're going to be still living with me at that time. Don't worry, I'll help cover your ticket. It's fine. So yeah, I'm trying to get as many people to go to that as possible. Because Empire was really good last year, and going to Empire is always a bit of a sort of weird one because you kind of hear these rivalries between the bigger LARPs in the UK, which in my opinion are all kind of nonsense because they're all great for kind of different reasons. And so you go to them for different reasons. And I loved Empire E4. I was with the Navarre. They were incredible. Their camp looked great. The immersion was wonderful. The songs and stories bit was wonderful. And I just had a really, really, really fun time. And I want to share that with all of my friends. So my birthday is early July. And I won't be able to go to the summer solstice event, which is at the end of July, because it's way too close to the Lorien Trust Summer Moot, which again I'm hoping to go to, and my husband has to go to. So, yay, Briege, we're going to Empire. Woo! So yeah, aiming to go to Empire Spring Equinox. And then it is my birthday in July, as is Fantasy Forest down south, which I may or may not go to. It depends if I get tickets. I think they're already advertising tickets now. So if I need to probably make a decision in the next, couple of weeks, if that, because I think they're sold out quite quickly. So I might have to make a decision this weekend. Try not to spit tea so unelegantly, Jess. Yeah, and then there's another second breakfast hunt in July. This country does great at just cramming events. Once everything gets started, this is quite impressive. Um, we've got Summer Moot for the Loring Trust the 4th of August, the Gathering on the 25th of August, and then Empire Autumn Equinox on the 8th of September, which I intend to go to again. I really, really enjoyed it. I got to meet my friend Steve from the Hefty Yeti channel for the very first time, um, which was which was such fun evening. I got to go drinking in fancy places in Empire and one around without fear of being murdered in the middle of the night. Um, Even though that can still apparently happen, but it's a lot harder and a lot rarer. So that was really, really cool. Yay, Fantasy Forest. I really do need to make decisions on whether I'm going. And that's all the way up to September. But that's not the end of my LARP year because I'm a mental human being. So September is quiet. But in October, I'm doing two LARPs back to back. So the first weekend of October, I am going to be at Eldritch Days at Huntleywood, which is a popular LARP site here in the UK, which is being run by my friend Jems. It's a Cthulhu Lovecraft horror style LARP, which I've never done before, and it's a bit out of my comfort zone because I am a wuss and I'm easily scared. So I don't know why I'm doing this. I think I just apparently have decided I need the adrenaline rush for no reason. But, that's what this is about. Let's go, let's try it and see what happens. Oh, hey, Femi. Um, and then the following weekend, literally the following weekend, so no break whatsoever, I'm at the second event of the Wild Hunt. I went to the Wild Hunt last year where I play Garnet, who is a French Revolutionary monster, werewolf killer, Red Riding Hood character. Wild Hunt and return to a mortal life because fae and angels and monsters are really creepy and really annoying, and she wants to reclaim her humanity. So we will wish her the best of luck. It's not gone great so far. She managed to acquire a powder to give herself 24 hours back on Earth, but that was it last time. So we're going to go for something a bit more ambitious and make it in December should get quiet again. But that doesn't mean I won't slip something in at the last minute. Because I do that. Yeah, that's like, how many LARPs is that? Is that like 10? Ones that I haven't got characters for already. Some costume builds as well. And yeah, I think this year will fill up quite quickly. So it is very possible I will actually do get a video out once a week. I don't know why. Apparently, I just like being busy. I'm almost out of tea and I'm sad. So other bits I've been doing. I've been talking a little bit about the Bergstein challenge. If you're following me on Instagram, this is where I've gotten to thus far. So I embroidered the hood on this cape, and I've decided that I kind of hate it a little bit because it's so monotone. So do you think I should unpick these and like put leaves over the top because I have stitched leaves onto it as a kind of, mantle bit? Or do you think I should just add some more color to it? I do really want your opinion. But what I've been out doing mainly is I've been adding this mantle of felt leaves that I got, and that's going to be going all the way around the back. It's kind of the mantle going across the shoulders, and it looks should look really nice, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not the best sewer. I have been following a bunch of people on Instagram and Twitter who whose great passion in life is sewing because I suck. I don't know how to do a decent back stitch or a running stitch or a stem stitch, which is the one I've used for the twigs. Uh, it looks okay. Um, it's probably cost me an arm and a leg because I've had to buy the felt leaves because this project has to be finished by March, and I couldn't work out how, in between all of my other projects and my job, and me trying to maintain a healthy relationship with my family, whether I could sew all the leaves on individually because I don't own a sewing machine because I'm an insane person who thought this was a good idea, um, or I could cut all the leaves myself and then sew them on by hand, which was I confess, a exhaustive, uh, rather exhaustive task for someone who, like me, can lose interest in stuff very quickly. So I got a bunch of these felt leaves from a couple of places on Etsy, and I'm going to treat them once they're all sewn on so they're a bit more waterproof because felt is not great with water, and if it rains, they might end up a bit. So I've looked up on how to waterproof them as well. So that's my big project that I've been kind of doing over Christmas while I've been dying in bed of, the flu or whatever the hell I've had. That's wrecked my voice. So, uh, yeah. So, bingo, going back to thing. So, I'm sure that every LARP has their own stories that are good that can compare to a scene from a fantasy movie. Could I make a video about something like that with some royalty free epic music? Oh, I could. I use Epidemic Sound for my royalty free music. 'Cause Epidemic Sound is a wonderful place to get a massive ton. The subscription per month is not that bad either. So if anyone needs any royalty free music, go there. They've got sound effects. They've got epic music, calm music. It's all categorized by like mood and style. It's really good. Uh, whether I do some interviewing, some characters, I could. I definitely know some rather great characters with some rather epic stories, most of which either involve murder or some form of illegal crime, which makes me question who I associate with LARPs. Why do I know other people doing dodgy stuff? I should question my own morals. That's been name's gone completely from my head because I'm a very tired human being. There it is. Edith and the LARP Guide for their wonderful donations to my Ko-fi, which meant that I actually could afford a better webcam. So Raven is a lovely bloke, and you should all follow him on Twitter because he's on there and he's really funny. I think this year is going to be a good year for LARP. I don't know if everyone else got lots of interesting things going on. I know there's like a lot of really good international LARPs that I can't yet go to. Uh, I've had a couple of people ask if I'm going to like Conquest of Methodia or if I'm going to be trying some of the ones in the US. But my son's still too young to. Well, I say too young. My son's not mature enough to travel yet, and me leaving him behind for extended periods of time is not entirely an option. Because my childcare resources are slim. But that's okay. He's getting older by the day. He'll be starting school this year. So, with any luck, he'll be ready for international travel soon, and then I can start looking at some more international LARPs, like Conquest of Mytholia, like Be Clean, and hopefully some other bits and bobs as well around the globe, which I think will be really good. So I won't start asking for recommendations and stuff, uh, but I will at some point before the end of the year probably start asking for some recommendations for some international labs, and that should be okay. I'm planning on doing more of these now that my internet is stable and my webcam works and my microphone works. And I have a laptop that can actually process this because apparently I was trying to run my YouTube channel off some form of potato, which was sad. So now I have equipment that mostly works, though I am changing internet providers because being shut off for 3 days for no reason at all really, really destroys your confidence in anyone. So I will be changing internet providers over the next few weeks, but that won't affect you guys because I won't be do I will be doing another live stream once I've successfully swapped over to someone reliable. Because I want to do more of these this year. Because I planned on originally last year doing one a month, and then that epically failed when all my equipment failed. And I worked really hard this year to fix that all up. So I now have like a new laptop, dual screens, a webcam, um, a micro Yeti Blue Nano, um, which I paid for through a gift voucher I got from work um, for doing extra well on a specific project, and I got that as like a not a prize, but as a sort of thank you gift from my job. Um, so proof I have been working so hard to make sure that I've got all the equipment I need to make this work. And so I'm planning on doing more live streams. I'm planning on hopefully live streaming with some other people. That's the thing I really want to do this year. I want to sit down and have some chats either via online or in person because one of my aims for this year is to try and expand my studio just a little bit with like a small sofa so I can have guests and so I can talk to people in person and we can have actual discussions because face-to-face discussions are apparently healthy for you if you are to believe the government's rhetoric. I'm not bitter about that at all. But no, I would like to have some face-to-face conversations. And even now, I would like to talk to some people sort of about love. I've wanted to talk. My ideal sort of people I want to speak to over the course of the year is, of course, Steve from Hefty Yeti. Tell them I had a YouTube channel. I was excited about theirs. It sounds really dumb. They mentioned that they had a podcast, and I got really excited about hearing about their podcast and about their experience at Empire. And I forgot to tell them that I also had a YouTube channel. And then by the time I realized I could mention it, it felt like I was trying to steal their thunder or something, which was weird. So I just decided to, um, and then to ambush them with a YouTube video where I recommended people go to their channel and follow them and their podcast because they're great. So yeah, that was. I'm an awkward human being and I don't know how to make friends, so please forgive me. Um, so yeah, I want to do some more collaborations with people this year. So if there's any sort of UK like LARP content creators you think I should do a collab with, uh, that is like one of my resolutions for this year is to try and talk to more people. So if there's anyone you'd sort of like to see me and have a chat with, and maybe like debate something or just have a massive rant about the state of politics within the LARP system, only within LARP. I'm not going to discuss the state of my country or the world or other people's countries because That's a can of worms. But yeah, so if you have any ideas, please let me know. And hopefully we can get a lot more done this year because I would like to see my channel grow. I was originally hoping to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of last year, but I was dreadfully unwell or dreadfully burnt out or both. And things kind of fall by the wayside because when I burn out, I here because I've just not had the energy. I've don't spoil it for me, but I've not watched Andor yet, which is really upsetting for me because Cassian Andor was my favorite character from Rogue One, which is one of the best Star Wars films I have ever seen. And Diego Luna is a fantastic actor, and I really, really admired him. And I've still not watched Andor because I've just not had spoons, which makes me sad because I really want to watch Andor. But never mind. Never mind. It'll be fine in the long run. I'll be fine. I will catch up on everything. There's a few other things like Dragon Age Absolution I've not watched either, which is a crime because I'm a massive Dragon Age fan and I've been waiting quite a long while for Dreadwolf to come out. Breege knows we used to be in a Dragon Age tabletop RPG together. Um, Good times. I miss that character as well. I need to bring her back into something else. Maybe a future Empire character, because she was just basically she was kind of like Kim Kardashian, but as a mage, and just like really into parties and drinking and having a good time, but also being a really powerful hating her as well because she was, making her way through Ferelden on some form of, gap year. I need to play her again. She was epic. Oh, oh, hi, Courtney. Welcome to LARP. And I'm so glad to be helpful because that's what the whole point of this channel. That makes me dead chuffed. That's I show my real Englishness there. I'm dead chuffed that if you missed it, and because I don't know how long you've been here, but for my LARP 101s this year, I am going to you guys for questions. So, Courtney, if you have any specific questions about LARP that you want an answer to, put them in the comment section of like my videos or my community posts, or send it to me on Twitter or Instagram. None of these places are a problem. I have a list of all of the questions I've been asked on Trello, and they are in a list of videos I need to film. So yeah, seriously, if anyone has questions about LARP, no matter how obscure it is or how niche it is, because some of us have some really specific things that we don't know about LARP that we just want to, and there's nowhere to really ask because sometimes there's just not a guide to this stuff. Like I did a video a while back about staying safe at LARP, which isn't, but some people commenting that I had never heard of the term missing stare, which is not just a term used at LARP, it is used in all sorts of communities. But I want to be a channel where if you have an obscure question about a turn of phrase or a specific aspect of LARP, there's a rather unique situation and you don't know what the answer is, I want to be a place where you can come and ask. Yay, Michaela, brilliant. You've not missed anything. Just me rambling as usual. Yeah, that's what I want. I said that this earlier, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I want to be a channel where people can ask the questions about LARP that they don't know where else they can find that information. Because this is a hobby which can stagnate really, really easily and has stagnated in many ways because it was started um, sort of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s by a bunch of people who are very creative and very talented, but kind of were a bit set in their ways. And while many of them are embrace, new players and embrace the changes that new players inevitably bring, we do have parts of the LARPer community who don't like seeing progress when you touch their baby. The LARP games are their babies. They don't want people to change something that they've worked so hard on. But because of changing times and changing attitudes, um, we are moving into an era where we are more accepting of different genders, different sexualities, different ways of looking at the world, and behaviors that were fine 20, 30, 40 years ago no longer apply to modern scenarios. Topics that we would approach in LARP are not deemed acceptable anymore. Behaviors that were ignored or, you know, just, left over there and we're not going to talk about it are no longer acceptable. And so, because of that, this hobby it's really easy for it to stagnate and to see no so that these games can develop. And that's not just the younger generation, because we've obviously got teenagers coming up now who are embracing their inner nerds and or their outer nerds, and they are getting into this hobby, and it's brand new, and there's things that they might not know. But we also have people who are, and that's not right either. So all I want to see is I want to see this hobby grow. I want to see it develop and I want to see it flourish. And if that means that I need to sit on the internet and answer the really obscure niche questions to help you get into LARP, then I am more than happy to do that because I want to see this hobby grow and flourish and become something that everyone who takes part says that they had an amazing experience and they get a lot out of it. And that's my little soapbox. And I'm sorry I went on about that for about 6 minutes. So that's very sad. I have to buy a teapot. Turn off my little fridge because I never even used it. I have a mini fridge now because I'm a child, and I literally bought it just so I could stick all these stickers on that I've collected over the last 4 years. And the room light turned off. Hang on one second. Hey, Google, turn on the office light, please. There we go. That's never happened before. I forgot that half my house runs on the internet, and I wasn't expecting the light to turn off. So much apologies for that. So yeah, that's my soapbox rant, and that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter this evening. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on where everything is going. So much LARP to get done this year. I want live stream in early February. I'm going to look at my calendar now. Wow, that voice is really dead. Why is my mouse dead? My mouse died. And it lives. There we go. Right. Stupid machine. Anyone else finding the machines betray you at the last minute? Right. So when can I do another one of these? I think I'm going to do another one of these on February 10th. So just before Valentine's Day, like I did last year, before everything went wrong and all my equipment died. So yeah. So we're going to do another one on February 10th. I may have a guest if I can guilt trip someone to come and join me. If not, we can talk about some stuff. So if any of you have anything specific you want to talk about, or if you just want to listen to me rant about a particular topic, which I listen to me rant about a particular topic, um, which I can do if that's what you really want. You want to hear me rant about missing stairs and the state of sexism in LARP, I could do that. I don't think you want me to though, because we could be here all night. But yeah, so either way, we'll get back together on February 10th and have a wonderful chat. So thank you very much for all of you for tuning in. I think this is the first ever live stream, which I think feels really, really special. And I'm really grateful. So, okay, Michaela, you go and get ready for the LARP. Tell us, drop me a message on YouTube and tell me all about it because I love hearing about all the LARPs you guys do. Yeah. So February 10th, we will do another live stream. I'm so excited that so many of you came to drop by. If you're not following me on Twitter or Instagram, please do. Oh, really random thing took off very well. All it was a video of some footage that I got at the Loring Trust of one of their big battles. And it got over 50,000 views. I can't breathe. Doing more TikTok stuff because, you know, I found it really fun for some stupid reason. So yeah, if you're not following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, then shame on you. You should. I am partially interesting. Right. I think we are going to end it there. Thank you very much. Bye.